And bring it back home here, we have our crews fanned out all across the area. Our Michael Seiden is live in Florida City, where the mayor is standing by ready to talk with us. Michael.
That's right, Lori and Calvin. You know, Florida City, a city destroyed by Hurricane Andrew. In fact, right across the street over there, that's the State Farmers Market. You know, when you go out to your grocery store, chances are your produce came from there. That was destroyed in Hurricane Andrew. They have since then rebuilt it. In fact, this city has nearly tripled in size since Hurricane Andrew. Nearly 16,000 residents now call Florida City home, but they are now under a threat again. And I want to bring in the mayor, Otis Wallace. And Mayor Wallace, first off, thank you for having some time out here to talk to us. I know you've had a busy day. As we mentioned, 16,000 people living in your city right now. You guys are now under a threat, just like all of South Florida. Just tell us a little bit about your community, what you guys have been doing over the last 24 hours.
Well, basically, we've been preparing for a major storm. People comparing this storm to Andrew, saying it's much stronger. I doubt that. It may be a lot bigger and doing a lot of destruction in a wider area, but Andrew was a nuclear bomb for Florida City. This bomb could be 10 times bigger, but it doesn't mean a thing. Andrew destroyed us.
So talk about, obviously, your residents have been through Andrew, and I'm told a lot of them came back and decided to rebuild. What are you hearing from your residents right now? Are most of them evacuating, or are they going to stay put and hunker down?
I found that most people didn't evacuate, strangely enough, even after having gone through Andrew. And when I talked to them as to why they didn't evacuate, the thing that I heard most of all was, where do we go? All of Florida is covered by that cone. And usually when they evacuated, they went to Broward, Palm Beach, and all those places are going to be feeling the effects. So many of my residents says, where do you go? They weren't going to Tennessee, Georgia, so a lot of them stayed.
You know, today's the last day for preparations. We've heard it from local, state, federal authorities. This is it. If you're going to make preparations, today is the last day. For your residents watching this right now, maybe they want sandbags, maybe they're looking for shelter. They're confused. They don't know what to do. They're on the fence. What can you tell them right now?
Well, the sandbags, the sand has run out and the bags have run out. But the good news I have to report, I spoke to Commissioner Moss maybe an hour ago, and we have another shelter open in Deep South Dade at South Dade High School. So any of our residents out there looking for shelter, South Dade High School is the closest shelter to our area, but I heard it's filling up fast. So if you need to get in the shelter, the time to make the move is now. It won't be available tomorrow.
Now, if that does fill up, are you and the rest of the commissioners here, are you guys working with other shelters throughout the county to hopefully be able to provide an additional shelter if that one does fill up?
Well, on our website and the county's website, all the shelters that are open are listed on the website, but that's the closest one to us. The next one is Varela High School in Kendall, but that's getting a little far north for our people. South Dade is the one that makes sense if you can get there.
Kind of putting you on the spot here, Mayor, but I mean, do you want your people to evacuate? I mean,
I don't want them to evacuate, but I mean, I think if conditions worsen, and I'm looking at every advisory, at some point the smart thing to do might be to evacuate. From everything I've looked at so far, I wouldn't say we're at evacuate or else right now, but keep looking, people, it could happen.
I can't even imagine what it's been like rebuilding this community, and to know that this powerful storm is barreling towards your city. Have you been able to process the idea of potentially having to rebuild again?
Well, I try not to think about it, but then I look at the fact that after Andrew, it looked hopeless, and we built like the $6 million man. We've made it bigger and better than ever, and I'm prepared to do that again. Not looking forward to doing it, but the people of Florida City are very resilient, they're strong, they're hurricane hardened, and if it's necessary, we'll get up off the ground and do it again. But as mayor, believe me, I'm not looking forward to that.
And obviously you're going to be hunkering down here with your city officials ready for any type of response. Can you kind of just give us an idea of what you guys have been doing as city officials to prepare for the city, and of course, most importantly, when the response happens, what you guys are going to do to make sure your residents get help?
Well, the preparations are obvious. You go around picking up all the trash piles, no flying debris. You're making sure you encourage your residents to get hurricane supplies and kits, board up their houses. Hurricane Prep 101, but our people are in the PhD stage of hurricane preparation. They've had to do it so many times. It's not like they're kindergarten students when it comes to hurricanes.
I like that, PhD. Obviously, you guys have had the experience. What have you guys learned most since Andrew?
Well, we've learned to prepare, and that's the most important thing. But one of the things that gives me heart as well is the fact that the code is so much stronger now than it was. The building code that we're under right now bears no resemblance to Andrew's code. I think Andrew's code was like 110 miles per hour winds. I think it's 175 now. That's some serious difference. And the old City Hall, I was at my station during the Andrew, and I saw it blow away. Remind me of the Wizard of Oz with things flying through the air. I'm not looking forward to doing that with this City Hall. We built it much stronger, and I have no qualms about being there this time.
And we were driving down from Broward County, and on the way down here, we noticed very few gas stations have any gas left. We see some hotels here. What is the situation right now down here as far as gas and hotels?
Same as everywhere else. One of the problems with Florida City's location, we're at the mouth of the Florida Keys. So when there's a massive evacuation order given for the Keys, guess what? They all have to come through Florida City. So they gas up here and stuff like that. So all of our supplies gassing up is even further burdened by our welcome tourist traffic. But gasoline has been hit real hard in Florida City because it's not only our residents looking for fuel, but people evacuating out of the Keys as well.
Right, and that's a great point for people who aren't familiar with Florida City. US 1's right there, so all this mandatory evacuation, the Keys for tourists and for residents, they've been hitting all your gas stations.
It all comes through Florida City. On good days, we love that to happen. They come in and they go to our restaurants, they spend money here, but when it comes to hurricanes, they come by and get all the gas.
Great. Mr. Mayor, I really appreciate your time. Quickly, I know you've got a busy night ahead of you. Sure. Just anything else you want to say to your residents who are watching this right now on Local 10?
I tell them to watch all the advisories. Don't look at the last advisory and get hope that maybe it's not direct at Florida City, or it is. It changes so much through the night. I remember Andrew was not supposed to hit Florida City at all. It's supposed to be South Broward, Palm Beach, and then we take a direct hit on Palm Drive in Florida City. So don't watch those maps exclusively when the word is given. Heed the government's advice. We're here to protect you, but you got to protect you too.
Great advice, Mayor. Thank you so much. We are going to be down here riding out the storm with you guys, and we thank you for your time, and we want to make sure to just get the message out to people here in Florida City. Your government is behind you. We are going to be down here before, during, and after the storm, and Lori and Calvin, no question about it, Florida City knows what it's like to go through a catastrophic hurricane, and we will be out here throughout the storm.
And not looking to repeat history. Okay, Michael Seiden live for us in Florida City. Michael, thanks a lot.